So there are times when we understand right away that a person is very close to us, that he or she recognizes us and feels together with us, even if few words are spoken. This is how Jesus unites the people with the people. He makes them feel together with him, seeing their needs and their hidden needs, the needs of the heart. This is how Jesus feels about us. The gospel communicates this to us in the expression of Jesus as the shepherd who cares for his flock. In the gospel, Jesus wanted to be alone with the Father, and Jesus' disciples wanted to be alone with Jesus as they got into the boat. This was most likely because before today's gospel verses, the disciples heard that John the Baptist had been beheaded by Herod, and they had buried his body and reported this news back to Jesus. This surely was heavy on their minds, and Jesus was seeking time for himself and his disciples to adjust to the news. But no time was provided for them. The people were so eager to be close to Jesus. They knew he could work miracles. So after seeking to take his disciples away from the pressures of the people, which wouldn't even permit them to eat, Jesus finds that the people have followed them to the other side of the lake, and that would be 10 miles on foot. And those who were sick were insisting to be healed. In fact, at the end of this chapter, Mark says that the people carried on beds those who were sick wherever they heard Jesus was. So Jesus has compassion for them as he sees them as sheep without a shepherd. And he answers their needs. In the first reading, Jeremiah says that God will send his own shepherd to lead his flock back from the lands to which they have been scattered. And Paul says in the second reading that Christ will bring near the people who have been far off. He is speaking of the Gentiles and the Israelites who have been brought together in the blood of Christ. Jesus, the Good Shepherd, who has compassion on his flock, will lead us home if we let him. Left to ourselves, we will certainly stumble by the attractions of this world. We need Christ's help to find the true and safe passage, which is known to him alone. And just like any traveler, we need to be refreshed by the bread of life in the Eucharist as often as possible, so that we may have the strength to continue our journey. And if we weaken, we need to lean on Jesus for strength. So in closing, we don't have to walk any distance to reach Jesus. He is always with us. All we have to do is ask him to be present to us. All we have to do is set aside time to let him speak to us.